What's up, nail gang? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia. It's been a minute and a half, you guys, I know, but in today's tutorial I'm going to be doing cinnamoroll themed acrylic nails. Alright, so we're going to be sculpting these nails, and I'm also going to be showing you how to achieve the perfect ombre, yeah, and how to shape your nails on the nail forms. So I'm a bit singy dancy, I know. Alrighty, so if you're interested, or if you're not subscribed to my channel and you're just watching this, like for the first time, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and yeah, I'll see you in my other videos. So sit back and let's do this. So we're starting with already prepped nails, and I've applied peel off base on all of my nails, or on the nails that I'll be sculpting. And then these are the nail forms that I'm going to be using. You can use anyone that you like or anyone that you have. I've had this one for a long time and I'm really used to it, I guess. So anyways, when I'm working with my forms, or when I'm wearing my forms on, I like to close from the end of the form first, and then start to work my way towards the top of the form. That way I can ensure that the form is snug and the form is fit on the nails. So that's just how it is. I usually like to look around my nails from all angles to be sure that it is straight, because if our forms are straight, then our shape that we will sculpt would be straight and perfect. So again, to explain better, first off, I close the ends of the form, and then I wear the form on the actual nails, making sure that it is snug and fit on my nail bed and on the smile line, sorry, not on the nail bed. And then I start to close the form all the way from the down, working my way to the top of the form, smoothing and just making sure that the form is snug and fit. I'll be sculpting the tapered square shape, and because of that I will not close my forms entirely through. Alrighty, you guys, so I've applied the forms to all of the nails. The very first thing I'm going to do is to actually sculpt a clear tip, or like a base tip, using clear powder, or in my case I'm making use of my own clear pink. Alrighty, you guys, so I placed the bead right where the natural nail and the forms meet, which is like the smile line. And then I just let the bead sit for a second or two to sort of just start to set before I actually start pulling it down all the way to like the free edge, or like the rest of the form. And then I'm just going to go on the sides to smoothen, and then just make sure that my shape is perfect. Like I said, I'll be doing the tapered square shape. Alrighty, and then I'm going to bring this nail all the way to like a number 4 or a number 5, but I didn't actually sculpt the clear tip. I didn't actually bring the clear tip all the way to that number. The rest of the product would be filling that area. Alrighty, so we're just going to move on to the next nail. So place that bead where the nail tip and the natural nail meets. It's okay to like flush or to like brush some products on towards like the nail bed. It's okay to start from the nail bed. I just prefer to start from like my would-be stress points, which is the nail tip, the natural nail, and then the where the form begins. And then I'm just going to smoothen that product all the way down, and then clean up on the sides, make sure that it is neat. Now when you're working with forms, you have to make sure and ensure that your powder to liquid ratio is perfect, or at least near perfect, because you don't want the product running all over like the sides or all over the place. And you want to have like a perfectly certain product. You don't want like a perfectly certain product. Yeah. So anyways, you guys, on this nail, as you can see, I just let the product sit on like the stress point just a little before I actually started feathering it all the way down. And like I said, the essence of that is to sort of create like a is to sort of create like a protection or like a barrier on that part. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm lost for words on how to explain, but I sort of just want to explain it to you guys. Anyways, moving on now, back to the first nail that I sculpted, which is my pinky. It is set to the point where it is perfect for pinching. I'm just going to use my pinching tool and then press for right about, sometimes I just count 1 to 5 and then I move to the next nail, and then I press like 1 to 5 and go back and forth sometimes. Now the tricky thing about pinching is you don't want to pinch too late and you don't want to pinch too early. You don't want to pinch, there's also the decision of, do I want to pinch at the end of when I've sculpted the entire nail, or do I want to pinch at the very beginning? For this set, I'll be pinching my sets at the beginning. After this, like after I pinch the clear tips, after I pinch them, I will not pinch the nails any further. Okay, so the essence of pinching the nails is for structure and for strength, and just because it is aesthetically pleasing. It is heavily aesthetically pleasing, you guys. anyways, I'm just finishing up on the clear tip of this nail, and then I'm moving back to my middle finger, and it is perfect for pinching. And I'm just going to press hold 1 to 5, and then I'm going to okay, so something else that I do is, as soon as I'm done pinching the nails, I tighten my forms. Now I tighten my forms because when I pinch the nails, I pinch the nails to also get a nice C curve on the nails, and that means that the form becomes a little slimmer. And because I'm not like leaving my pinching tool on my nail for too long, because I'm moving my I'm like pinching, and then I take off my pinching tool, and then I pinch again, because I'm not leaving the pinching tool for so long. I want the shape that the C curve, sorry, that I've created to sort of be maintained, hence me tightening the forms. Alrighty, so I'm finishing up on the clear tip on my thumb. I'm going to go back, check my index finger to see if it's right for pinching, and then I will pinch my index finger, and then we'll move on to the next step of this tutorial. Alrighty guys, so the next thing we're going to do is to apply our color powder, and I'm starting with my ring finger. I already did my thumb and my pinky off camera. Alrighty, so I'm picking up a large bead. It's a fairly large bead. That is a fairly large bead. So I'm picking up a fairly large bead, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a second or two before I actually start feathering the product down to the free edge. And then the essence of our clear tip, as I was saying in the beginning, which I said was to help be like a guide for our shape, it's coming in handy right now, you guys. Now all I have to do is just feather my product all the way down to the free edge of the form, and then just keep smoothing and keeping it clean on the side, and just crisp up that free edge with my brush. And I have sculpted my first bead just like that. Alrighty, so because I'm very particular about my shape, I'm going to smoothen this product. I will smoothen and smoothen it, till it looks very near perfect enough that I would leave it and actually, move on to other things. Alrighty, you guys. So I'm also making sure that my form is tight on my hands, and then also I'm making sure that I am looking at my nails from all angles to ensure that my side walls are clean and that they are crisp. Alrighty, I'm going to move on to the next nail. I think I actually do add another bead because it was looking a bit faint in the middle. I could almost see the clear pink that I sculpted in there, so it was looking a bit too faint, so I added a little more products in the middle just to fill it on, or just to fill it in a little bit before I actually move to the next nail. So after sculpting my color powder, I'm just going to tighten the forms even more, and that just helps to protect and secure the C curve that I've worked so hard to pinch earlier. Alrighty guys, moving on to the next nail, I'm going to pick up my fairly large bead and place it same place I placed the last bead, and then I'm going to just make sure that the line is nice and flush. I'm just going to make sure that the part where the bead actually starts, is thinly faded into the natural nail, because that is where our contrasting bead is going to be, which is like the blue color is going to be. So I'm just fading this bead all the way down to my desired number, and then I will shaping it up. So the reason I actually take my time to make sure that my nail is properly neat is just to reduce my filing afterwards. And then just generally, it's very nice to actually like do nails that are very neat from the onset. I think it just reduces the work that you have to do in essence, like overall. Alrighty, so I'll let you guys watch the rest of the nail, and then when it's time to do the rest of the application for this color, and then when it's time to do the the ombre, I'll come back to explain further. Alrighty guys, we're done with the first step. I'm literally just admiring my work. I've applied the blue over my thumb and my pinky, and now I'm just going to do on my other hand. So I'm placing my bead right to where the last bead, that's the pink, is faded, just on top of that part where the pink is faded. I've dropped the bead there, and then I'm just going to gently fade the bead down into the other color. Just fade this blue down into the other color, and clean up on my way as I go. Now the key to actually doing a very good ombre is brushing, just like what I did there. Brushing on your on your faded or on your lead acrylic already, brushing with a moist, just a moist brush, sorry, not like a proper wet brush or like proper, like dry brush, because you end up moving your product. All right, so and I usually like to do my ombre in 2 steps, or at least in 3. No, for this particular set, I do it in 2. I do the first bead, which I like to call my fade bead, and then I'm going to do my cuticle bead, which is the one I just did, and then I will clean up on my sides. So the blue powder that I'm using is from Luxe Nail Heaven, and I got it a while ago while I was still in school. Now I bought about 6 of these powders. To be fair, the powders are not bad. They are, no, I think it's because I've gotten used to it. I just don't advise for like beginner use. I think it's something that if you're getting, it's a kind of powder that if you're getting, then you already know how to do nails, or you're like an intermediate learner. So back to the ombre, I placed it where I faded the last bead, which is like the pink, and then I'm just going to let my product spread out for a bit before I actually start brushing and fading just the very tip into the other color. And like I said, the key to good fades is to just brush on with like a moist brush, not a wet or a dry brush. And then I like to just clean up on my sides, and then I'll move to doing my next bead. Now also, because I'm not keeping this set on for very long, I'm not going to like really pack my cuticle. I'm going to try not to even flood my cuticle. I said I'm not really going to pack my cuticle, because I sort of want a little space around it to be able to take off the nails if I have to do another video like before the 2-week mark, but I will try to keep the nails on as long as 2 weeks. So yeah, you guys, just cleaning up on my nail, cleaning up on my cuticle area, and just making sure that the nail in general, or in essence, is really neat. And don't be afraid to clean up on your sides or around the cuticle. All those things contribute to your nails being neat. Don't be afraid to like get your brush in there. Sometimes I have to even pull my hands out of the camera just so that I can like do it properly. If the cuticle area is neat, if the side walls are neat, if the nail that you've sculpted is really nice and neat from the onset, then your set at the end is going to be neat. So once again, let me explain. Picked up my bead, and I'm picking up like medium bead, and I'm going to place it where okay, I think for this particular one I picked up a small bead, but anyways, you guys, I'm going to start fading it into the other color. I let it spread out for a bit, and then before I start to actually fade my product down. And then, like I said, I clean up on my sides. So I'm going to pick up the next bead. For this nail, I think I was working with like small beads. I'm going to pick up the next bead. This bead is going to fill my apex. It's going to fill my cuticle area, and then I'm just going to brush and feather it into the rest of the nail. It's also going to cover and just make our ombre design even bolder and more of like a statement. So I'm cleaning up on my sides. I think I eventually have to patch and add a few, because like I said, initially the very first bead I picked up was smaller than the rest of the beads I've been picking up, and it just wouldn't do. So I'm just patching up on my sides, and again, it is okay to patch up, and I think it's actually good to patch up while you're still working. If you feel like there's a need to put some extra product, look at the nail very well and then apply the extra product where is needed. I'm so sorry, you guys, if I actually sound very husky. I just woke up. It's been raining all day yesterday. It's so hard to like get a voiceover done without so much noise, so I had to stop. And then this is like the next day of my voiceover, and I literally just woke up, so I actually do sound husky, and I'm sorry you guys about it. Anyways, I'm just patching and patching, just making sure that every part of my nail is done. And then this is it, ombre laid. Now it's time to encapsulate our design. This is the very last step. So next we're going to cap our design, we're going to encapsulate our design, and I'm going to be working with another fairly large bead, and then we're just going to cover up from where the blue really starts to fade down to the rest of the nail. Now I picked up like a fairly large bead because I want to fill in on the thickness of this nail, or rather on the thickness of the free edge as well. So I'm just going to brush all the way down to the free edge, brush, just following the guide that I've already laid before, and then we're just going to clean up on the nail. And then here I start to just go into one of those my really excessive or obsessive shape pattern moods. Alrighty you guys, and then I'm just going to move to the next nail eventually when I'm done patting this to perfection. So when you're encapsulating your ombre, you want to start encapsulating from exactly right there. Now the reason we're encapsulating from that point, which is like our apex, is because we want to fill up the rest of the nail. Remember I said earlier that this bead, that's the bead that we're encapsulating with, the reason I pick up that large is so that I can fill in from the rest of the nail. I can fill in from like the apex point down to the free edge and get like a really good amount of thickness on the nail. So that's the essence of placing the bead where I place it, and that's the essence of the size of the bead that I'm working with as well. So I'm just going to pat to make sure the nail is is fully or is sculpted to my perfection or to my taste. And yeah you guys, that is it. So we're done with the application of this set. I really hope I explained in depth as well as I can. Now you guys, I went off camera to file my nails and they look just amazing. So after this we're going to wash our hands, and yes, I'm back, and I'm just going to apply gel polish, my favorite gel polish, you guys. I love that color so much. It's so sheer, and it's just everything. It takes the design to the next level all the time. So if you have that one particular polish that you like so much, then make use of it. It doesn't matter if you use it all the time. Anyways, I'm applying one coat to all of my nails, and then I'm going to cure in the lamp, come back, and we'll get right into those little charms that are in that tray over there. Alrighty guys, so before we actually go into designing my nails, I just want to take a second to show you guys these handmade charms that made like over the weekend. Okay, so these ones are the cinnamon roll ones, and then the first one I picked up is Hello Kitty, and then I did some cute hats as well, some cute glitter hats that I haven't used. I tried to do the ice cream, but I just wasn't getting any inspiration to finish it up. So anyways, I will probably post another video of how to, or I'll probably leave it as like a really requested video on how to do these little cute charms, but you guys will be seeing more and more character charms, you know, in my coming video. I've really got a hang of them. Anyways, I placed, to adhere my charms, I made use of acrylic powder, and then, you know, after putting my charm on, the nail just looks really empty. So I thought to paint some clouds on, right? It's cinnamon roll nails, and I read up that cinnamon roll is made from cloud. I'm not sure I got that right, but there's something about the clouds though. Anyways, I'm just painting in some clouds, and that was like the best decision that I made. Okay, so most of the time when I work, I I don't draw my designs beforehand, or I don't like, you know, put my design together. I put them together while I work, or that's why it takes so long to actually finish doing my own nails. So this is like one of those, oh, I just came up with this bright idea thing, or I just came up with this idea. It might not be a bright idea. Anyways, I'm just dampening my cloud. I'm just trying to fade it with some alcohol. I started using alcohol at first. Later on, I just used monomer seemed to be spreading it a lot more and cuter for me. Alrighty, so next I'm just going to apply some of this beautiful sweetheart germs, and I'm holding all my large germs or charms with acrylic instead of like nail glue. I don't have really good nail glue. The one I have is the one they sell from like the local nail supply stores around, and it's not very great, you guys, so I don't want the nails to be falling over. So I hold most of them, not just a few of them. I decide to do with the nail glue, but I hold all my really large chunky charms with acrylic. And then on my middle finger I sort of did the same thing, so there was no need to like repeat and show. So moving on, you guys, we're just going to, you know, finish bringing up the nails, then I will apply top coat, and we've come to the rest, or to the end of this tutorial. So you guys, if you've watched all the way to this point, I'm so happy, and I really cannot say anything else but thank you. Thank you for sticking to this long, and if you've watched all the way through, make sure to notify me in the comments, you guys. I reply back like ASAP. And if you've watched to this point and you're not subscribed, what the hell are you waiting for? Turn on post notifications, and we'll see you in my next video. So thank you all so much for watching. I will play the final results afterwards. See you guys in my next one. Bye bye.